this is Mercy coming to you guys once again with a good old ladder game. Back from an MLG TV cast. I even had one of my videos featured in the MLG Top 10 plays from Anaheim, so that was pretty sweet, I must say. But let's get into this particular game. First off, spawning as the Blue Protoss. He has been showing some huge promise, potentially for future GSL greatness, but we shall see. He, of course, is going to be next Sickness. And his opponent spawning as the Red Terran, team member of Incredible Miracle, winner of MLG Anaheim. He, of course, is going to be MVP. So we'll be on one of the new ladder maps, Antigua Shipyard. So it should be interesting to see how these players do play out this map. Do see Sickness going to be going for the rather early 9 scout. I do like that choice by Sickness. Getting that early probe scout in, especially in a TVP matchup, does give the Protoss a much better chance to actually get some good information about what the Terran player is up to. Not seeing stuff like gases or anything like that can be absolutely huge to decide exactly what build order you're going to go with, whether or not you want to fast expand or apply pressure, all those sorts of things. You see MVP is going to be getting down his first barracks now. Sickness will get into his base now and get a good look at everything that's going on. Will try and harass this SCV a little bit, but needs to be careful. MVP quickly pulling a second SCV to chase this probe. Looks like Sickness is going to try and just occupy this singular SCV with chasing it while this other SCV is building the barracks. So trying to cut into MVP's abilities and economy still a little bit in the early stages of this game. We do see his gateway going down here back in his base. Trying to get that harassment. I'm not going to quite be able to do it. Looks like the barracks is just about to finish up. Sickness once again moving around. Going to be going after that SCV once again. Will he pick it off? No, will not pick it off. Almost loses the probe. Needs to be careful. Going to get out of the base there. And oh my god, MVP takes out the probe. Absolutely excellent control there by MVP. Picking off that probe. Now back in the base of Sickness, we have a very interesting play as we have a double fast gas going down here by Sickness. So Sickness is going to be going for some kind of a tech play here. Going to be interesting to see exactly what he is going to decide to do. And we do see Sickness now moving out with the secondary probe. Going to be putting on a second fast gateway. So this could be a little bit of that stalker, 3 stalker opening pressure, as we do tend to see that with these really fast second gateways where they do come up just a little bit after the a little bit before actually the cybernetics core goes up. And MVP meanwhile is going to be going for a very fast expansion. So if Sickness is looking to apply some pressure here, this could allow him to get a little bit damaged on the MVP. You see MVP with just a couple of Marines hanging out right now, scouting around the map with his SCV, but has not actually even gotten to Sickness's base yet. It will be the last position he actually ends up scouting. So Sickness will actually have this first stalker out, which could be huge for Sickness, as it will allow him to hide everything he is doing from MVP if he can prevent the SCV from getting into his base. We do see that second command center already about halfway done for MVP, and now 3 barracks is getting added on very quickly from MVP. Not taking any gas just yet though, so no tech coming out just yet. Just going to be staying on straight Marines out of barracks for now. Only 3 Marines out on the map right now. Here comes that SCV to try and scout into Sickness's base. Will he see what Sickness is up to? SCV getting very low down to 5 hit points. Might actually make it to the ramp and be able to get up there and see those initial couple of stalkers, but no, that won't be the case. And now here comes down the stalkers for Sickness, and Sickness is going to be moving out forward. Do see MVP moving out with a couple of his Marines. Will intercept this probe, but Sickness with some very good control is going to get that probe out of there just before it gets taken out. And now MVP is going to back off for now. And we do see Sickness putting down a forward pylon. That warp gate research about 75% done already. Those first couple of stalkers moving forward, and MVP must realize something must be up. Throwing down a very fast bunker at the front of his base. Those Marines are going to come up, do pick off the probe. Not going to be going after these stalkers. Stalkers going to be microing against these Marine. Stalkers do pick off that SCV that was building the bunker, which is absolutely huge. That will allow these Marines anywhere to retreat to, and now MVP is going to be forced to pull a bunch of his SCVs off the line. Now moving forward, going to try and see if he can pick off a couple of stalkers, but now all the shield's gone on these stalkers. That is going to force Sickness to retreat. If we look at the kill tab right now, we do see right now 6 units killed for Sickness, 3 for MVP, but everything very tight right now. 2 workers each. That bunker will finish up, and MVP will now have a very strong forward position. couple of more sentries getting warped in now for Sickness, while more reinforcing back in his base. A very fast robotics bay going down now So 2 gate into a robotics bait and 2 more gateways going down. So it does look like Sickness is going to be going for some kind of a 1-base all-in here, as he does add more gateways rather than just expanding to match MVP's economy. If we look at the income tab right now, we do see both players pretty even as far as harvester count goes, but MVP obviously with a slight advantage of those 2 orbital commands. Now it looks like MVP might be getting a little bit worried that Sickness could be going DTs or something, getting that forward missile turret. A lot of forces here at the front of his base, so it looks like he is expecting some kind of a very heavy tech play or all-in by Sickness. And we do see Sickness does now have this robotics play done, and he has built a warp prism. Oh my god, what is Sickness going to be doing with this warp prism? We do see he is applying some pressure forward, gets a very good set of force fields off, will trap half the forces of MVP on the low ground, and easily going to be able to clean those up, just barely saves that Stalker. Now warping in a couple of more units, and here comes that warp prism. MVP completely distracted with what's going on at the front of his base here. Does not have any units over here in his main. Warp prism coming in is loaded up with several sentries. It does look like Sickness is going to be moving forward and gets the force field down on the ramp. It's going to trap all of MVP's forces down here on the low ground. Now Sickness elevatoring up all of his forces to the high ground, even warping in a couple of zealots for good measure. And MVP is going to be forced to pull all of his SCVs off the line. Can MVP hold, or will he fall? All the SCVs now cleaned up. Sickness going after those barracks, throwing down even more force fields down on the ramp of MVP, and MVP has all these Marines down here trapped. Look at how many Marines are just in that little group. A couple of Marines are moving forward, but not going to be able to clean up these forces. MVP could be in some huge trouble here as he loses 1 barracks. 2nd barracks now going down. Marines queued up all over the place for MVP as he tries to hang on here. Now even pulling the rest of his workers off, but more force fields going down. Still lots of force fields left on these sentries. Now actually depleted of force fields, but I'm not sure it is going to matter as MVP's forces dwindle down to 15 supply now. MVP is going to be forced to GG out of the game, and Sickness is going to take this game in an amazing fashion with this Warp Prism assisted elevator play. Brilliant play by Sickness, got MVP distracted at the front of his base, denied the scouting over by his base, making MVP absolutely blind to what Sickness was doing, went for that elevator play, got the force field down on the ramp, trapped all of MVP's forces down on the low ground, allowing the much smaller force of Sickness initially to get a good position on the top of MVP's ramp and in his main and destroy his production structures. Absolutely excellent game by Sickness. Congrats to him for taking out such a strong player in MVP. I'm going to be getting out of here for now, guys, but please remember, check out my casting over at youtube.com/modsonline. Also, you got my casting here at youtube.com/NurskiSC. Please subscribe to both of them. I will be favoriting all of my videos for Mods Online, so please do check them out. Got an awesome, epic, hour-long battle between VT Avelio and Huang Sin up on the Mods Online YouTube, so definitely check all these games out. For now, guys, this is going to be Nursky saying peace easy. I will see you at my next cast.